To tell us more about the start of school in Newark is Superintendent Roger Leon. He's in charge of New Jersey's largest school district. Mr. Leon, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Good to have you with us.
Yeah, we want to start with a question on masks. Governor Phil Murphy ended the statewide mask mandate. So why are Newark schools still requiring them?
Thank you for the question and for the invitation, obviously. So we're constantly in consultation with the Newark Health Department and with our own healthcare professionals, monitoring the numbers on a daily basis and, looking and receiving reports on positivity rates, transmission rates, hospitalization rates, all and multiple other factors that have guided us throughout the whole entire time period. And we know that upon everyone's return from vacation, we're expecting close to 50,000 students as well as staff members convening again for the first time, and really excited to do so on this first day of school. So we're just being really precautious as it relates to the monitoring of these numbers and the relaxing of a number of the health indicators that we've utilized and have been quite successful during the height of the pandemic, and now as we're getting closer to being able to make masks optional in Newark.
So, Roger, let me just ask you real quick. Has there been any pushback from parents? Have they gotten in touch with you when they found out the mask mandates were still in place for Newark, but for the most part, much of the state, they've been dropped?
Yeah, we obviously have had parents from the start really concerned about a number of the different strategies that we've implemented, trying to make sure that everyone's clear as to why we're continuing certain things. In June, we relaxed all of our ingress and egress procedures. This summer, we had 33 positives while only keeping the mask mandate. So we know that we have slowly but surely gotten everyone back to normal, and we're extremely excited to be able to continue those efforts as we monitor the numbers this month.
Superintendent, last week a study released by the National Center for Education Statistics found that both math and reading scores for 9-year-olds dropped dramatically for the first time in decades. This is being blamed on pandemic learning disruption. What can be done to help those students catch up?
Well, the realities of the NAEP study, as well as some other studies throughout the country that did involve even Newark students, has impacted us in Newark as well. So the math scores in particular are suffering dramatically. And so part of our strategy actually began during the course of this summer. We're not waiting to the start of the school year. So creating particular academic interventions is in fact what we've already started. Today marks our Excel After School program that will enable students on the first day of school to actually begin tutoring programs after school. We believe that as well as a number of different changes to our curriculum offerings, are in fact part of the strategy in moving forward. On the academic side, we've also implemented a whole host of social emotional learning intervention strategies that we believe will continue throughout the course of this year and will be extremely helpful in helping our students get back and through what we've lived over the last 2.5 years.
It sounds as though you have a great plan in place, and there are a lot of layers to it. And obviously, I know that this probably has taken up much of your summer, making sure all these plans were in place and ready to go for the kids. We also want to talk about school safety and gun violence. We did a report earlier that the kids in Uvalde, Texas, they're headed back to school today. What can you tell us about what the Newark School District is doing to handle this issue?
Yeah, so our heart goes out to the children and staff at Uvalde, to say the least. I believe that part of our strategy has been the incredible teaching staff members and our awesome student body that when they see something, they say something. And I give them lots of credit with regards to that. As it relates to the start of this school year, part of the thing that we were planning before the start of the school year, and actually, quite frankly, before Uvalde, Texas, were new reform efforts as it relates to measures on the security front throughout all of our schools. So whether it's student IDs and the way that we monitor student ingress in the buildings, CRG mapping all across our respective schools, starting with our 6 comprehensive high schools, new measures as students enter the building, Alyssa Law in particular at the main offices of all of our schools, as well as a whole host of other strategies that we have in place that we will be discussing with students today, sharing with parents at back to school nights this month, and quite frankly, not being able to share all of the logistics of the security efforts. Part of our strategy has not only been to make sure that the students have been healthy during the last 2.5 years, but that we've learned from all that has happened across this incredible country, and to make sure that these realities are ones that we make exerted efforts to prevent in Newark.
And Mr. Superintendent, I'm going to give you 10 seconds here because we got to go. A quick message of encouragement for your students as they head back to school today.
Well, today's the first day of school. They already received my 7 a.m. wake-up call. Rise and shine is back to school time.
Yep.
So we need all of our students in school and on time, and I look forward to seeing them throughout this day and throughout the week.
Roger Leon, thank you so much. The Superintendent of Newark Schools, we wish you the best of luck on a safe new school year.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.